President Trump is back from the hospital, and he's not really looking all that good. Yeah, look, you can't look at that and be like, oh, no, that guy, he's looking fine. What are you talking about? He looks great. Not in that video. Look, he looks like, to me, somebody who's having some breathing issues, which makes sense because the guy's got coronavirus, which attacks the lungs. And look, I realize I'm not qualified as a doctor. Fair enough, right? What would I know? Okay, so I'm going to quote a couple of doctors who saw this. This is Dr. Ian Schwartz, an assistant professor at the University of Alberta, who happens to be an expert in lung diseases of the lung. So it seems like he would be pretty qualified, right? He said this is a textbook example of increased work of breathing. In addition to using normal respiratory muscles, the diaphragm and those between the ribs that expand the chest cavity, accessory muscles in his neck are kicking in to help him draw breath. So, look, it's not like it's super raggedy, but come on, it seems like he's having a little bit of trouble, which makes sense, again, because he's got coronavirus. All right. There's another doctor from the UK who talked about this. He said, if you look at the video in the balcony of the White House, he's clearly having difficulty breathing. Dr. Zoe Norris, a general practitioner and lecturer, told BBC Breakfast early Tuesday. That is not a man. That is better. I don't understand why this is controversial. Pointing out how the president does not seem to be well because he is confirmed to have a virus that is devastatingly bad for people in his age group with his comorbidities. And yet, somehow, this has turned into a stupid, dumb political fight. When really, like, we should actually care about, the health and well-being of the president of the United States. And yet, it's dumb. You got MAGA people that are like, what are you talking about? He's fine. He's fine. He's great. You tell him, King. You tell him how good you're doing. You're those stupid liberals with their empathy and understanding. And then, look, at the same time, on the other side, I don't know. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's so dumb. And it's being led, of course, by the top. All right. Anyway, earlier, by the way, today, Donald Trump tweeted this. He said, feeling great, in all caps. So just to cement it, no, what are you talking about? I feel great. I feel fantastic. Well, okay, to be fair, earlier, it's probably the dexamethasone. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, dexamethasone is one of the steroids that he's getting. And so maybe it makes sense that he hasn't felt this good in 20 years. It's a freaking steroid. Some of the effects of taking such a powerful medication, normally reserved, by the way, for severely ill patients, is elation, mania, and delusion. Yeah, he might be feeling good. Doesn't mean he's well. Doesn't mean he's in good health. I'm just saying. And yet, I'm going to show you. He's going to go on to make another video about how, no, you don't understand. I'm doing effing amazing. Don't worry about it.
I just left Walter Reed Medical Center, and it's really something very special. The doctors, the nurses, the first responders, and I learned so much about coronavirus. And one thing that's for certain, don't let it dominate you. Don't be afraid of it. You're going to beat it. We have the best medical equipment. We have the best medicines, all developed recently. And you're going to beat it. I didn't feel so good. And 2 days ago, I could have left 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I felt great, like better than I have in a long time. I said just recently, better than 20 years ago. Don't let it dominate. Don't let it take over your lives. Don't let that happen. We have the greatest country in the world. We're going back to work. We're going to be out front. As your leader, I had to do that. I knew there's danger to it, but I had to do it. I stood out front. I led. Nobody that's a leader would not do what I did. And I know there's a risk, there's a danger, but that's okay. And now I'm better, and maybe I'm immune. I don't know. But don't let it dominate your lives. Get out there, be careful. We have the best medicines in the world, and it all happened very shortly, and they're all getting approved, and the vaccines are coming momentarily. Thank you very much. And Walter Reed, what a group of people. Thank you very much.
I had the best medicine in the world. Yeah, well, you do. You're the president of the United States. Obviously, you're going to get the best healthcare in the world. That doesn't mean, like, and this is the thing, right? He's going to tell the average MAGA idiot, MAGA chud, that, like, oh, no, don't worry about it. Don't let the fear take over your life. He's like, yeah, that's right. I'm going to go out without my mask. I'm going to be fine. We got medicines. Really? Some of the medicines that he had taken are reserved for critically ill patients. And one of the treatments, by the way, is not even FDA approved. And then, oh, I love this too. The vaccine, it's going to become momentarily. No, it's not. The vaccine is still quite some time off. I mean, it's just, it's constant. It's constant. And look, to help his argument, I guess, you could say, he doesn't look too bad there, I guess. That's fine. Maybe he actually does feel okay. But, okay, some people have made a comparison, and I think it's pretty fair, between this and Herman Cain. Herman Cain, I should say the late Herman Cain, because he's dead. He died of COVID-19 several months ago. Now, one person on Twitter made this interesting timeline. It's Tim O'Brien, and basically pointed out the days. 6/24, he attends a Trump rally, doesn't wear a mask. He got COVID, likely from that Trump rally. 7/2, tests positive for COVID-19. About 8 days later, says, oh, don't worry, guys, I'm improving. My situation is actually getting better. 7/15, it's 5 days later, says, my doctor seemed to be getting pretty happy. And then 7/27, it's almost 2 weeks later, he says, don't worry, guys, I'm really getting better. Things are really improving here. 3 days after that, he dies from complications due to COVID-19. I mean, come on. The point I'm trying to make here is, this virus is deadly and it's unpredictable. And yet Donald Trump and the Republican Party are playing stupid political games. Games that could cost him his life. And does he care? I don't even know. Even at this point, like, yes, he could be dying just to own the libs. Just to make sure that we're not, right. Look, I think Donald Trump's a terrible person, but I'm not going to wish death on him. I'm not wishing death on anybody. Of course, right? All I want for Trump to do is to take responsibility and ownership and to do the right thing the country needs for combating this virus so that thousands more Americans do not die from this virus needlessly. Now, has he done that? Nope. Not at all. He has done, again, the complete opposite. 3 days! 3 days he spent at Walter Reed. He is still contagious. And the first thing he does when he goes to the White House is takes his mask off. He hasn't learned a goddamn thing. He hasn't heard a goddamn thing. And you know what? He's back to downplaying the virus. And it's amazing. And then, of course, in his condition, he tries to still do all this stuff to avoid looking weak. And then, of course, he's telling people not to worry about it. Go ahead. Don't let the fear rule you, right? And I'm very concerned about the message that is sending to his followers. Because some people are going to get this as, well, it's fine. Look, Donald Trump, he's fine. Don't take precautions. Don't wear your masks. Don't socially distance. I'm fine. You'll be fine too. So don't worry about it. It is really, really dangerous and irresponsible. And finally, we don't even know his real condition. And look, it's tough to know. Even Dr. Conley wasn't being necessarily forthright. When asked about Trump being on oxygen by a reporter, he was super cagey, saying he's like, well, he wasn't on oxygen today. Okay, but What about the entire stay? Well, he wasn't on oxygen today. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Was he ever? Well, he's not today. Come on, dude. No, this is deeply concerning. And by the way, at the same briefing, Dr. Conley, where he said Donald Trump was doing fine, he also warned that it would be about a week until we know if Donald Trump made a full recovery. He said, if we can get through to Monday, October 12th, with him remaining the same or improving, better yet, then we will all take that final deep sigh of relief. Well, I mean, that's assuming that he can breathe, which we don't even know. Apparently, he seems to be having quite a bit of a hard time with it. Commenting to the Washington Post, by the way, is Daniel Call, an infectious diseases expert at the University of Michigan. He said that somebody who's Trump's age with a similar severity of infection, and it has been called at least a moderate infection, even though he's been taking drugs that were reserved for people with a severe infection. He said, quote, such patients usually have a pretty slow recovery with weeks and sometimes months of cognitive difficulties, shortness of breath, severe fatigue. And again, you guys know he's been taking those medications, so it really kind of makes you wonder how much we really know about the president's true condition, because I think it's fairly obvious he ain't going to tell us. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.